Good morning, everyone. It's my job to welcome you to Dallas, and so welcome. We're glad you're here. In any kind of welcoming speech, from a city perspective, I'm supposed to tell you that what your real job is to sneak out and go shopping over at the Galleria and leave your sales tax dollars, so I'm checking that off. Normally, in a welcoming speech, you're supposed to tell a couple of jokes, and I'm afraid that I don't know any, I don't remember them, I enjoy them, I like to listen to them, but I can't tell them. So I'm sorry about that. And so as I think about, what it is you're supposed to say in a welcoming speech, and it doesn't take that long to say welcome, and if you're like me, what you really want to do is hear the cool stuff, like what we've already started hearing, and so these welcoming speeches, it's like, come on, people. So I thought, what am I supposed to say to you all? And what I came up with is I want to tell you all a story. And I hope that it will inspire you and remind you as to why it is you are here today and what it is you can do when you leave here today. So my story begins with the reputation of Dallas. We all know Dallas. It has a worldwide reputation of being kind of energy. You come to Dallas, make your dreams, make your financial reality take hold. We have great forefathers like H.L. Hunt who, embraced the oil industry. These days we've got T. Boone Pickens who's embraced the natural gas industry, and he's really pushing that agenda. And then, of course, we have the most famous energy person of all from Dallas, and that's J.R. Ewing. And these kinds of men have set the stage for the reputation of Dallas. They've brought good things to Dallas and maybe some things that aren't so good. On the good side, they've brought economic development. They've brought a lot of jobs. They've brought the ability to fulfill your financial dreams. That's what Dallas is known for. It's a can-do place. They've also brought some things that maybe are not all that great. And one of them is that Dallas is not known for being a sustainable city, or a city that really cares about the environment. So when you stop to think about the cities that do care about the environment and who are sustainable, well, Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, even Chicago and New York City get more credit than Dallas does. But that's really kind of an unfair view of Dallas, because Dallas does have people who care about the environment, who are actively working on it. And I'd like to share with you their stories, because their stories have a lot to do with why it is that you're here today. I'd like to begin by telling you about a woman named Margie Haley. Now, Margie Haley is married to a local doctor. She is a housewife. She is a grandmother. And for the last 2 decades, she's been very concerned about peak oil production, where we headed as energy policy in this country, because she was afraid of what our country would be like for her grandchildren. So she did something kind of unusual. She created a nonprofit, so it sounded like it was more than just her. And she and her nonprofit, her army of 1 or 2 people, put on a workshop for the community 15 years ago. And they invited the City of Dallas staff to that workshop. And at that workshop, they introduced the fledgling organization called the U.S. Green Building Council. And LEED was being piloted. And from that introduction to city staff came the idea that maybe the city should adopt LEED as a standard for city buildings. That was done back in 2003, in time for that bond program. To date, we have 27 certified LEED buildings, 1 platinum, 10 gold, 15 silver, 1 certified, and 2 silver EB buildings. So one woman making this huge difference. We went from having maybe 2 or 3 LEED accredited professionals in the DFW region to now thousands. The second person I want to introduce you to is a former mayor of ours, Mayor Laura Miller. This was about 10 years ago, and she had seen the work that Margie had done with green buildings. Well, EPA came knocking on the mayor's door, and EPA was saying, you know what, you're non-attainment for ozone and you're not getting any better, and we're going to knock you up to being more, out of compliance, and if you don't do something about it, we're going to yank all of your economic development dollars. So the mayor thought, we need to do something. And so again, she pulled together a workshop, this time for the Dallas City Council. And she brought in national experts on climate change and where the country was headed with energy and air pollution. And the council started looking at, from air pollution, making the jump to energy efficiency as a way of dealing with the air quality programs. As a result of that, the mayor went on to sign the Seattle Mayor's Accord and made the commitment that the city of Dallas would reduce its energy to 7% below 1990 levels by 2012. And the city of Dallas has accomplished that goal. And now we've set a new goal since that one has been met. And we've put in a number of programs and policies to do that. And one of the biggest ones is that we're buying part of our energy from renewable sources. And so at this point, 50% of our power is offset by green credits. We've also done building retrofits. 40 of our city buildings have been gone through performance contracts for energy. We are incorporating renewable energy into city buildings via biogas production at the wastewater plant and at the landfill, geothermal pumps, PV arrays, those kinds of things. Now, the third person I want to introduce you to is a woman who works at the City of Dallas. Her name is Zaida Bezora, and she will probably be coming in and out the next couple of days. She's an assistant director in our Public Works Department, and she is an architect. And about 10, 12 years ago, when all of the LEEDs programs were coming into place, her boss said, Zaida, I want you to figure out what this LEED stuff is. I want you to get accredited, and I want your staff to get accredited. And I want you to take us to the next level. So that's what she did. She got her staff accredited, she got herself accredited, she organized the local architects into task forces. They are the ones that put together the first green building policy and the second. And at this point, green building codes, if you will, have gone now not only to city buildings, but to all private new construction, both residential and commercial. So that happened in 2008. It had a phase-in period to make it easier for the development community to respond to that. To date, 7,000 green residential permits have been issued. 2,000 green commercial permits have been issued. So all three of these women toddled off to seminars like this. They learned something new. They embraced it. They got other people involved. And together, they made tremendous differences in our city. So my hope for you all today and over the next couple of days is that you will learn something new and that you will put that knowledge to work in your own community. Thank you.